Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Andor. Last time on Andor, we had Aldani, where basically, continuing on, but starting up a new story arc. Cassian was taken to the planet Aldani by Luthen and was dropped off with his person who had to quickly integrate him into her team, and there was a lot of trouble, and it's a bit awkward for the team who has, completely gotten used to each other, and suddenly there's this new guy. But they have this heist planned out, and hopefully it will, all come together. Meanwhile, Luthen went to Coruscant and assumed his disguise as an antique shop owner, and was visited by Mon Mothma, who wants to bring someone into the circle of rebels. Mon Mothma then went home to realize that her husband had invited her political adversaries over for dinner, which, let's all be honest, is a bit of a bruh moment. That's just stupid, but clearly they are not in a great relationship, so, yeah. Meanwhile, Karn and the rest of the corporate security officers were fired, and so Karn went back to I think he went back to Coruscant, went home to his mother. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any more of him. But then we also got a new person at the Imperial Security Bureau, Dedra, who wanted to go after the device that Cassian had stolen, but it's out of her jurisdiction. So yeah, interesting stuff. An interesting character. I'll be curious to get more with her as well. So yeah, that was pretty much it. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into this episode of Andor. Here we go. Man. Oh. So much for the sunrise. I want him to grow a beard, since Cassian shaved his. I hunch. Oh man,
Is that how you've been
cereal.
presenting yourself to the world? It would explain a great deal.
Nah. Oh my god.
Being a
Blue
leader
milk and space
isn't
loops.
something one just turns on.
Well, you could have come anytime you wanted.
Any civilized being knows an open invitation is no invitation at all. My assumption is you have no prospects for the future.
I had a spare room.
Nah.
Could have visited anytime you wanted. You know that.
I know what to tell me. I intuit the rest. I intuit you have no future prospects.
I've forgotten the precision of your predictive powers.
You remembered how to mock me?
Nah.
How sensitive you can be.
I'm calling Uncle Harlow. I'm calling in the family favor.
Haven't heard that in a while.
These are desperate times.
You're assuming he'll remember you.
That's amusing.
And you think he'll talk to you.
I know he will. And he'll know why I called.
What is it you'll be asking for?
Someone will
job?
take you on, Cyril.
Setting the bar high, are we?
Uncle Harlow will know what's best.
Nah. Man. This is like too real. You still got that. Shit, did they swipe your shit?
It's all there. Bill asked me to have a look.
Nah. You're sneaky.
You know what this means, don't you? Yeah, I saw your eyes go right to it.
Great head.
See, they don't know. I got no idea.
Then why do you have your shirt off when you're out and about?
They built a lot of cages, huh? The axe forgets, but the tree remembers. Now it's our turn to do the chopping.
So that's it. That's why you're here? Revenge?
Yeah, that's good enough for now. You?
I was told I could help.
Nah.
Yeah, but you won't say by who.
I'm the lieutenant.
Without him, there's no plan.
could be walking us right into a trap.
They would have taken us down by now. Or maybe that's what you're here for.
Nuh.
I'm here to win and walk away.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Nuh. Yeah.
You're taking me, right?
Gotta clear it with her.
I don't have early class today.
We planned this.
I didn't even
You
know
did?
she had a daughter.
Get your coat. It's not up for discussion.
Are you serious? It's out of your way anyway, so what's the point?
The point is, we have a schedule. The driver's waiting. I've planned on this and we're going.
You're only doing it to show off.
What?
Just go.
What would I be showing off?
You're involved somehow.
That's just so hurtful.
See? There you go.
Go where?
That's my point. It's all about you, isn't it? It's always all about you.
Is this really how you'd like to start the day?
I didn't choose this conversation.
Well,
So
Jesus.
appreciate the support.
Huh. Okay, well, maybe this is why we never knew that Mon Mothma had a family. Shit. Like... Shit just sucks.
Dray milk. You can live on it. You may question her existence after a few days.
No.
Memorable, isn't it?
Woof. Is that a Polaroid?
That's an old one.
Old and true and sturdy.
One of the best navigational tools ever built.
That is absolutely a
Can't jam the
Polaroid
reflected into
camera.
breaks, you
Oh, I
can fix
love
yourself.
that.
We've grown reliant on Imperial tech and we've made ourselves vulnerable. There's a growing list of things we've known and forgotten, things they've pushed us to forget. Things like freedom.
Emic sees oppression everywhere.
Skeen pretends not to listen, but I know the message is sinking in.
He's writing a manifesto. Did he tell you?
The pace of oppression outstrips our ability to understand it, and that is the real trick of the Imperial thought machine. It's easier to hide behind 40 atrocities than a single incident. But they have a fight on their hands, don't they? Our elemental rights are such a simple thing to hold, they will have to shake the galaxy awfully hard to loosen our grip.
I'd like to hear what Clem believes.
I know what I'm against. Everything else will have to wait.
You're my ideal reader.
Now you've done it.
I haven't titled it yet, I've been waiting. It's a work in progress, and I know that there's a great deal left to say.
Busy day, Clem. Finish your milk.
Well, man, you should drink it.
You don't know how to get it off the runway, do you?
We know how to fly it.
Yeah, but you gotta get it up there first.
Answer the question.
You really don't,
No.
do you? You don't know how to get it out of there.
How do you input the weight?
There's a gauge just below to read out the weight.
Why isn't this in the manual?
Because it's a custom job. It's an add-on.
No.
What were you gonna do if I wasn't here?
Might have been ugly, but we'd have figured it out.
We wanted to be sure.
No.
Okay, I'll pilot.
No, you'll do as you're told.
I'm flying it. We can say it's your idea. I don't care, but if it's my ass on the line, I'm pulling this thing out of there.
I mean, he is a pilot that apparently none of you have.
Can you walk like a soldier?
I mean,
I've seen it done.
Let's find out if you've been paying attention. Form up!
oh, hey, back on Ferrex. I mean, he should be good. He was a spy.
Let's walk it again, at speed.
You should switch.
What?
He's left-handed. Should swap sides.
No.
Why? Why switch sides?
Skin is left-handed. You want your weapon on the outside.
What am I?
Right-handed.
Taramin?
Right.
Cinta?
Right.
Nemec?
Favors right, but shoots left.
Fine.
He's noticed all that.
Wait!
Uh-oh. Friend. What? That's just a fucking flyby. Asshole. God, getting the camera wet. You know what I realized? TIE fighters sound like the friggin' stock yell. The yeah!
Let's have a look at
keep
you.
that on.
It's too spread out to be organized. But you don't believe that. I know this. If I was them, this is how I'd do it. I'd spread it out.
Yeah.
Never climb the same fence twice.
It's too random to be random.
Nah. That's a good point. And she's got to find something concrete to give to the guy, the head, Qyburn.
To the rebellion.
To the rebellion.
To the rebellion.
I struggled with how best to describe to him the events that have led us here.
Nah.
I told him how sorry you were about what happened. I stressed that it was a large enough mistake to be deeply educational.
Yes, I heard some of that.
Our conversation.
Your side of it? Hard to miss.
What's an Imperial lieutenant doing, getting involved with this?
He fell in love with a local woman and lost a promotion. Then he lost the woman. Then he lost his taste for the Empire. Everyone has their own rebellion.
There you go.
Don't move. Because you know what'll happen.
Hey, what are you doing?
There we go.
Well,
I
shit.
knew it. He won't say why he's here, where he's from. He doesn't say what he believes in, and now this? Who brings a treasure to a robbery?
We don't have time for this.
I need to know who I'm riding with.
You know exactly who I am. And you know I'll kill you for it.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we know it's not a fake, huh?
It's your call.
Let's not go too far, Clem.
I just want what's mine.
Yeah, don't put me on the spot.
Enough! Put the weapon away. Give him the stone. You can kill each other later.
Nah. Yeah.
We'll talk when we're safe.
Yeah. I mean, you get it. It makes sense that not everyone can just trust
I'm being
him.
paid. Paid to be here.
What?
Yeah, I'm here for the money. You can't live with that? I'm not worth it? I'll walk away and wish you luck. But that's what it is. I don't want to walk in looking over my shoulder.
Well, he's being honest.
The choice was take him or call it off.
Call it off.
You should have told us days ago.
Maybe so.
It just would have been something else.
Nah.
What's
Yeah.
that mean?
The day before is always hard. Too much time to worry.
You think we're scared?
I know you are.
How could you not be?
The money.
To take a risk like this? Come on.
Maybe you're the one that's afraid.
Of course I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between fear and losing your nerve.
Let's get to the camp in one piece. You can all chew on it there. All of you. Move.
Nemec feels betrayed, I'm sure. But, I mean, a guy doing it for the money, I feel like that's more guarantee almost that he can come through. He's here, you know?
He knows more about what you're up to than I do.
Must be embarrassing.
Gee, I wonder why she
When
doesn't
were you
fucking
planning
tell
to tell
you.
me about this new foundation?
Didn't think you'd be interested.
Why is that?
It's charitable.
And you're a dick.
She wants me to tell you about my brother. There's a long version, but what matters is they killed him. He was a farmer. Imperial prefect came in, took his land, flooded it. He couldn't fight him. He couldn't bear it, so he went in a boat and filled his pockets with stones. I always hated the Empire. I don't really know what to call how I feel now. That's as close to an apology as you're gonna get.
It's close enough.
No.
Have you checked your walk-away pack?
Yes.
And the one on the fonder?
I don't like seeing you nervous.
Your walkaway pack.
Belle's the only one who traces back.
No. The thief, Andor. I wasn't careful.
You wanted this to happen. This is what it took. It's never going to be perfect.
Wanted it too much.
Interesting.
It'll all be over this time tomorrow.
Or would it just be starting?
Or that?
No. Well, those are the two possible things. Alrighty. A nice night before episode. Which, honestly, very similar to the second episode, which was a sort of night before all the shit went down, you know? So, I don't know if that's always going to be, like, the pattern with the story arcs in this show, but I don't know, maybe. It's a standard beginning, middle, and end, way of storytelling, you know? So, it all works out. It all works out. Okay. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff in this one. Well, first off, we can go ahead and talk about Karn. So, it's interesting sticking with him, you know? Because it's like, okay, clearly something has to happen to where he gets involved and eventually meets Cassian again, you know? So we're just kind of sitting here kind of waiting for that to happen. You almost wonder if maybe his story will intersect with Dedra's story, you know? Because she's the one who is like, you know, we gotta find... You know, she's the one who is like, okay, there is some sort of rebellion happening, you know? Like, this is sort of the beginning of, like, the Rebel Alliance, even though it is sort of scattered into various rebel cells. There is, like, vague coordination before the true Rebel Alliance is born, you know? And I mean, even down to, like, if you go back to, like, Star Wars Rebels, you know, like, through Season 1, there was everything with Fulcrum, you know, and sort of guiding the Ghost to go do specific things for the rebellion, and eventually you get the reveal of who Fulcrum is, and and it introduces the Ghost to a sort of larger rebel stage until eventually that is the formation of the Rebel Alliance, and it's Mon Mothma on the Ghost, if I recall correctly. So yeah, but just at the beginning, you know, there's only... The Empire doesn't really, you know, think anything of it. They're like, well, nah, it's just some rebels, you know? They're just isolated incidents, and only certain people are seeing it as a much larger thing. And I like how they also say, you know, all the rebel incidents are random, but that's too random, you know? Like, it's too random to be random, you know? And she even says, like, if I were doing this, I would spread it out, you know? Keep the Empire off their track. So I'm curious if, with that, she would... I mean, I don't know why she would bring in Karn, though, you know? Unless because he was, you know, the senior officer working that case, basically, that involved the Starpath unit. So that's the only thing I could think, but I'm not sure, you know? But I feel like that's sort of where those two stories are going, you know? I don't think that Karn is just going to go off and work with his Uncle Harlow, so, but I do kind of like that, just that scene of just a normal sort of family. It's sort of typical average family of like, well, here's the son who, sort of underperforms, and the mother who's kind of disappointed. It's like, well, we'll go to your uncle and we'll see if your uncle can give you a job somewhere, So, so yeah, that was really interesting. But yeah, I'll be curious about where that goes. And I'm really glad, like, honestly, it's obvious that this was going to happen, but I think Karn is a really, really interesting character, and honestly, a good sort of mirror to Cassian as well. So I'll be very curious to get more of his plot line, But yeah, and then we also had Mon Mothma and her shitty family. So, I don't think we ever knew that she had a husband, and we definitely didn't know then that she had a daughter, and they both just suck, But I guess it's just... See, I don't fully get the husband. Like, the teenage girl, alright, doesn't want to be driven to school or go to this thing with her, famous senator mother, and she's like, it's all about you, it's like she goes and listens to, like, Space My Chemical Romance or something, no offense to all the MCR, I really had to think about what those initials would be. Jeez. You can tell I don't know anything about My Chemical Romance. They could be a decent band for all I friggin' know. It just sounded like a teenage sort of band. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you listen to My Chemical Romance? Sound off in the comments if you do, and tell me if they're good or not. So, anyway. That was a weird tangent. Anyway, but yeah, so it's like the teenage girl stuff is like, okay, it's just a teenager, being like, whatever, but the husband is so, like, weird. It's like, he just kind of sucks. It's like, I'm going to invite your political adversaries for dinner and not tell you. And then when it's like, oh, weren't you going to tell me about this foundation? It's like, I didn't think you'd be interested because it was charitable. And it's like, what the why does this dude suck, So, I don't know. But it's interesting. I'm glad that is, like, one of the plot lines, at the very least in this story arc. I hope this continues throughout the rest of the season, that this sort of following Mon Mothma a bit more, So, that was really, really good. And then, yeah, we got everything with Cassian, or Clem, on the team, and yeah, finding it a little hard to fit in with the team. To an extent, like, some of them, like, what was it, Sintra? Was that the name? That doesn't sound right. Sintra. What the hell is Sintra? Why am I thinking of that? Sintra. What show was that on? Why can't I think of that? There was some show where it was like Sintra was like a country or something. Oh, that's on The Witcher. That's it. I don't remember if that was her name, though. But yeah, but them, like, they don't... they care, but they're not really, like... They're like, okay, but we just gotta do what we gotta do. The issue is mainly with Skeen. It's with Skeen not trusting him, and yeah, just that confrontation there that was like, oh, he's... it wasn't even like, oh, this is who he really is, but it's like, it's just bring to the front, who is this guy, Who is this guy? And Cassian, he was forward with it. He was like, look, I'm being paid to do this. And it's like, oh, you're being paid. It's like, you're not doing this. He's not doing this for the cause. He's doing this because he's getting paid. He's doing something that risky, And I think that does put a bit of a damper on someone like Nemec, who is doing this, he's a true believer in the cause. He's even got his manifesto about freedom and liberty and stuff, and freedom from oppression and everything. And that's interesting. I like seeing that. But yeah, Cassian really isn't like that, But everybody, whereas, everybody has their reason for joining. Like, everybody has their reason. You've got Gorn, who Gorn did it because, you know, he lost his wife, he lost his lover, and then he lost his position in the Empire, his promotion, and then he was just like, all right, fuck it, taking this, you know, gonna rebel now. And then you have Skeen, the whole story with his brother. You know, that's how he lost his brother, because his brother lost his farm to the Empire, you know? So everybody has their, like, legit reason, like emotional reasons, but Cassian has monetary reasons. And to an extent, like, I feel like there's sort of a half and half of, like, well, you know, on the one hand, if it gets too crazy, he doesn't have, you know, this belief in the cause to fall back on, so he, you know, what if he just leaves? But the fact that he's come this far and he seems to be willing, just on the basis of getting paid, that should mean he will do everything to the best of his ability, so he will get paid, you know? I mean, it's kind of, to an extent, it's like Bronn in Game of Thrones, where it's like, you know, this guy, you had to pay this dude to do a lot of shit, but he did it, and he was fucking amazing at it because he was getting paid for it, you know? So, yeah, you know, now that's all out in the open, that he's getting paid for it. But if anything, that may just be like now we know. But I also like how it's like, oh, we should have known about this 2 days ago. I like how Cassian says it would have been something else, you know? And, you know, they question him on it. It's like, yeah, because if they had known that, you know, they still wouldn't have liked that he was there, you know? They still wouldn't have liked that he was there, and they definitely would have, there would have been some other reason to go against him, you know? So, yeah, it would have been something else. But still, now it's at least out in the open. So, yeah. So, all of that is just really, really interesting. I like that, you know? And, yeah, now they know. Now they know. And knowing is half the battle. Ish. Anyway. But, yeah. But that was a really good scene, and hopefully they can trust him. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe they can trust him. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Presumably next episode, the last episode of this story arc will be they do it. And then, you know, we move on to another story. And most likely Cassian will join in as a true rebel. But we'll have to see. I do like, though, showing that scene of Luthen being concerned, you know? Like, he is concerned about all of it, and he did, you know, he's having his doubts about Cassian, you know? But this is what he wanted, and it's like the girl said, it's like, this is what you wanted. You knew it can never be perfect, but you just have to trust, so that was a good moment. I liked it. But yeah, a good, interesting episode, and I'm excited to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Andor reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Obi-Wan Kenobi reactions if you want to go check those out. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.